Hey, my name is Mikko Lagerstedt. In this video, I'll show you what is new in the Epic Preset collection. There are actually 3 new different categories. First one is black and white, where you can choose a different look for your image, depending on what kind of photograph you're working on. And the second one is cinematic preset collection, where you can choose a different type of cinematic feeling for your image. And the third one is actually AI masking, where you can choose different types of AI masks for your either you have a daytime photo or a nighttime photo, so you can boost the Milky Way or darken the sky or make it hazier and stuff like that. So yeah, if you already have Epic Preset collection, this will be free for you. You just have to reinstall it and you're good to go. Let's just dive in and see how it works and what are the new options in Lightroom. So yeah, here I have one night image. I could go to the night presets, but this time I want to go to the cinematic because I want to show what type of looks there is. And for this image, I'm going to go with big, which looks really nice for this image, but the sky is too bright still. So I want to boost that Milky Way. So let's go to the AI masking. And this time let's go to the night sky masking. And because I want to darken it, we can just find something that affects the sky. As you can see, it automatically created a mask with the presets like so. And yeah, that's how the AI masking works. And there's an airplane streak light, so let's just remove that with Q, hold Shift and click and drag. And it should take rid of that. Yes, that's good. And we can go ahead and do all the other stuff here in the Epic Preset collection. We can add another sky graduated filter, dual graduated filter, or foreground radial, and also a central radial filter. But this time I think I'm gonna leave with just one filter and maybe go to the color grading and add some colors to the image. Beef. And then we can go to the effects and see if we can add a bit more clarity to the image, perhaps clarity 2, and then we can go to the dehaze, start with the haze. As you can see, there was haze added, so let's just take it down a bit like so. And we can add contrast, texture, whatever we want, but I think that's looking pretty nice. And then we can go ahead and add vignetting if we want to, perhaps slightly. So yep. And as always, we can go and to the final adjustments, add some sharpening, and let's remove some of that noise. And perhaps add some grain to the final image. All right, I think that looks pretty nice. So here is the before and after image. That's good, I like that. Okay, so we can try and edit another image, perhaps something like a sunset, and I'll show you what we can do with the black and white presets, depending on what we want to make it. Let's do this darkness and see if we can edit that a bit. We can go to the settings and then choose a different type of look. I think the details looks pretty nice for this. And then we can go to the AI masking, and this time let's go to the AI masking sky and darken it a bit. Yeah, that looks good, just to balance it out. And then we have all the other radial filters. So let's go to the foreground radial filter and lighten that foreground just a tiny bit to get that mist. Perhaps actually the 5 looks good. And then we can add another if we want, but I think that's good. But I need this part to be darker, so let's do another one like that. But now we want to move it a bit because I don't want it to affect the mist part. So let's just drag select it and drag it down like that, and that looks good. Yep, I like that. We can go ahead and move to the next step, which we can go either to the color grading if you want to add some kind of tone. So I think I'm gonna add slightly bit of color, maybe this one as well. And then to the effects, we can add clarity, just a tiny bit. Maybe some dehaze. A bit of texture. And then we can add some vignetting. I think there's quite nice vignetting already, so we don't need to do that. So go to the final adjustments, sharpen it a bit, and then add quite a bit grain because it's a black and white image and I want it to look a bit more like an old photo. So yeah, I think that looks pretty nice. So let's see the before and after. I really like this one as well. All right, let me see if we can do another one, perhaps something cinematic like this, Misty Morning. And let's go to the cinematic presets. All right, let's see if we can choose one presets here. Let's choose the tones one and perhaps get slight bit of exposure in the image. And then we can go to the AI masking, perhaps darken the sky a bit, like that. And then we can go and add a radial filter, and this time let's go to the foreground and lighten the foreground a bit, just to get some detail and lightness to the foreground. And now we can go further if we want to, but I think that looks pretty nice already, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. Alright, now you know how to use the Epic presets, and now you have seen some of the new presets inside the update. So yeah, this is how it works, and you can go ahead and edit your images with it quite easily. I love to use the cinematic ones because there's so much variation and different types of effects to choose from. And yeah, if you want to see more of these edits with the Epic preset collection, let me know, so I'll do some more. Thanks a lot, bye bye.